tens of millions, his name is synonymous with the sound of music. His show Antakshari is not just one of the best known, it's also one of the longest running on Indian television. It's made him a star. We all know what he looks like and what he sounds like. But what is he actually like? Well, so far that's been a question that's had no answer. But let's see if it changes today as I introduce you to the one and only Annu Kapoor. Welcome to the program, Annu, or should I say Mr. Antakshari?
Whatever you want to say.
You know, it's amazing. The show goes all the way back to 1993. How
Yes,
did it start?
Perhaps Z wanted to, or rather, this gentleman, Mr. Gajendra Singh from Z Television, submitted this idea to the authority for the approval. And initially they thought that it's too desi, or let's say it's too, it didn't have any glossy thing. It's just too Indian a program. But ultimately, when they approved the concept, so he was looking for a host who can sing, who can talk. And this gentleman, Mr. Gajendra Singh, once upon a time edited one of my serial, Kabir, which was directed by Mr. Anil Chaudhary.
So he came straight to you and said, Annu, will you do this?
No, he contacted Mr. Chaudhary. He said, I'm thinking for signing Mr. Annu Kapoor, but I have heard that he's a drunkard. So Mr. Chaudhary said, what do you mean he doesn't drink? But I don't know why people have this impression that I'm a drunkard, I'm a boozer, which incidentally I don't drink.
But you sing. And the amazing thing is you sing terrifically on screen, but you've never really trained to sing.
Yes. Music is a great stimulant for me, Karan. And I love music. When I listen to music, I go through catharsis. That is purification of soul and emotions. I have listened to the great masters religiously and with all my devotion and sincerity. I have never learnt music, but then I have learnt music by listening to others.
But you know, the amazing thing is Antakshari has become so wildly successful and popular. When you started, almost 8.5, 9 years ago, did you think it would be as popular as this?
No, never. I never thought about it. I was just doing my job with my sincerity.
Why do you think it is so popular? What is it about the show that's really touched everyone?
Do you know, Karan, this concept Antakshari, the little meaning of Antakshari, Ant means end, Akshar means the letter, the end letter. This is, I must say, this is one of the oldest game existing on this earth.
I believe it goes back 5,000 years.
5,000 years back. In ancient India, it was part of education system, where in Gurukul, teachers discovered this novel game for helping their pupil to educate them. Initially, they used to play this game with the shloks and mantras of Sanskrit.
So it had a religious basis?
Not exactly religious basis, but academic and education system to help the disciples how to do it. So they invented this game. For instance, they say, okay, let's start with N. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakana, chainam klein dayapuna, shoshati maruta. Ha. You start with H. Hasta uchapada unane prasanne karnam sutikshana vadam chakantam nasa suramya mannai. And it went on. With the invasion of, let's say, so many races, Huns and Shaks and Mughals and Britishers, here came a language called Persian. And with Persian evolved Urdu. The literal meaning of Urdu is a cantonment, and Khadi Boli, Hindi. So people started playing with Persian poetry and Urdu poetry. And with the arrival of Hindi cinema, Hindi talkie, let's say 71 years back, people switched over to this game, playing with Hindi songs. So instant identification with this game, we all have played. I bet even your father must have played this game.
But you know, the amazing thing is Mr. Gajendra Singh, when he came to you thinking you were perhaps a drunkard, never realized that you were ideal for understanding Antakshari. I mean, you know this game and its origins perfectly. Is this why you get something like 750 fan letters a day?
Once upon a time when I was young, And once upon a time when I saw the peak of Antakshari, yes, I did get lots of letters.
And do you reply to all of them?
Some of them.
Which ones do you ignore?
Well, it's not question of ignoring any letter. It's just a matter of time. Sometime, a few people have written that because I, as perhaps you know, I promote the positive aspect, positive side of this great culture, Indian culture, through my program. A song becomes a bouncing board to communicate my views and thoughts with my audience. Any song, you can sing any song, and I may start anything. Any song can send me back to the Treaty of Rhineland and the rise and fall of Hitler, or even the anything, Orson Welles, maybe.
So it's this wonderful combination of education, history, music, and your own native wit that perhaps is its real success.
Maybe.
You know, let's go back to the beginning of the Annu Kapoor story. I gather you had a most unusual father who followed a most unusual career.
Yeah, my father did his law from Lahore University, and he came from a very rich family. He came, not me.
But he gave it all up to do something very different, didn't
Karan,
he?
I could never understand. He was neither an actor or a writer. He didn't have any connection with the creative field. No singing, no nothing else. Rather, he got an award to sing out of rhythm. That is, we call it betala.
You mean he definitely didn't have the Anu touch with music, huh?
No, not at all. Not at all. But somehow he met one gentleman and he said, let's open a folk mobile theatre folk company, and they started doing this. I don't
And
know
that
why.
was your life as a child, wasn't it? Moving from city to city.
Yes, it was.
Was it fun?
No. In those times, we had to face a lot of social ostracization from people. That's why my mom never wanted me to become an actor. Because she used to tell me, you become an engineer or an architect or a doctor. These professions were considered so-called respectable professions in the society.
And that's what she wanted for her son.
That's what she...
So all her life she felt that my husband had respect but gave it up and did something that society looks down upon. I want my son to have that respect again.
Yes.
So when you had to drop out of school after the 10th, was that a great wrench?
Yes. I had brilliant academic career, Karan. But due to the financial crisis in the family, when I realized what is life, I have always faced poverty and so many other things.
You've seen the really tough times.
Yes.
Well, what has those tough times taught you?
We used to stay in tents, and for my, I could finish my study till 10th. And we used to go to father's company. We used to stay in tents every day. They used to perform, actors and actresses, till, let's say, 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning, and going to bed at 5 o'clock. So this was the life. 15 days performing in this town, 15 days performing, moving to another small hamlock or a village, performing there, and this was the gypsy
Is it a
life.
happy childhood when you look back on it, or do you look back on it now with some regret and some pain?
In order to achieve something, not achieve something which is worldly, but I have learnt a lot from that experience, but I have missed so many things also.
Do you regret those things?
Yeah, sometimes.
The normal sort of childhood
Yes.
a child should have, you never had.
Yes, that's why I want to give all happiness, all kind of comforts to my daughter, all kind of comforts.
In other words, you want to live the childhood you never had
Yes.
through her.
Yeah. And as well as making her realize that, look, Aradhita, her name is Aradhita. Look, Aradhita, by the grace of God, everything you have got. You don't have to suffer in order to get bread, forget about the butter. But whenever you see a person who is hungry, who is starving, realize and thank God that you have bread and try to help him.
So you're bringing up with a lot of care and a lot
I
of
will try my
concern.
best. I will try my best as a father.
Because, you know, she was born only earlier this year when you were 45.
Yes.
Does that mean that because of the really rather substantial age difference, you're not just a doting father, but you're also one who's very concerned about the way she grows up?
Yes. Yes, I feel very concerned. I feel that I'm going to complete my 46 years. By the time she becomes 14 or 50, I'm going to be real an old man.
Does it worry you that there'll be an age difference, a generation gap?
Yes, sometime. I will try my best without imposing on my daughter. In my deeds, in my every move I take, in my every step.
Suppose she wants to become an actress.
No way.
No way?
No way. No way.
So then you will impose yourself.
I may sound a little conservative, little orthodox, but then I am, as far as my child is concerned.
So that's one little
I
bit.
will try. On one hand, I'm saying I am not going to impose. I will pray, I'll work hard. I'll put all my views, all my contemplation, whatever I have learned through my life, I'll try to give her.
Why do you not want her to be an actress? Is it because you think it's not respectable?
I'm still a naive, or you may call an idiot Punjabi. I am.
And so when she grows up, she can do anything she wants,
Yes.
but she mustn't repeat daddy and granddaddy's mistake.
No, not at all. She can become a director. Yeah, no problem.
Anu, let's take a break. I want to come back in part 2 and talk ironically about the career that's brought you into the limelight and one that you definitely don't want your daughter to share. I want to talk about the incredible roles you've played and how it all began.
Sure.
We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Stick with us. Welcome back. My guest is the one and only Annu Kapoor. Anu, let's talk about the amazing career you've had on screen, both in the films and on television. When you dropped out of school, you joined your father's company, and I gather your first role was Raja Harishchandra.
Not exactly. In my first role, I played in folk theatre. The name of play is Sultana Daku, and I played the role of British superintendent police who caught Sultana Daku. Sultana Daku was a legend, more like Robin Hood, you say. So I played F.S. Young. The SP's name was F.S. Young. He was a Britisher. So that was my first role in my father's
And how long did it take you to get completely caught up by the world of acting?
Just 24 hours.
Literally.
Yeah, I mean, I had no other alternative. I had to perform. If I don't perform, I won't get my bread butter tomorrow morning.
But the theating bug actually caught on in a big way, because you went on to the National School of Drama, didn't you? And they made a big concession to take you in.
Yes, because I didn't have proper academics according to their rules and regulations. But I'm very thankful to Mr. Ibrahim Al-Qazi, who considered me and said that due to the exceptional theatrical background, I have to take this lad.
How different was the world of the NSD from your father's moving theatre company?
You see, performing in a particular style of theatre or acting, then I wanted to grow. When I realized that my destiny is going to lead me to the field of art or theatre, I thought I will do it properly, whether I succeed or not. But I will do it properly with all my energy, with all my dedication, devotion and sincerity.
So there's a perfectionist in you.
Yes.
You push yourself all the
Yes,
way.
that's why I like Britishers. I'm very disciplined, very devoted to my work.
You never make a compromise.
No, not at all.
Let's talk about some of the amazing roles you've done. You always say in your interviews that Gandhi and Veer Savarkar are your favorite. Why?
Oh, too different. Yes. I am highly devoted and passionate and in love with my motherland. And incidentally, I belong to that nation which says, I can salute your nation also. Please salute my nation. I'm an Indian deep down from head to toe. So when I say I love doing Savarkar and when I say I love doing Gandhi, the common thing between both of them was patriotism, passion to serve motherland. Ideologically, they may differ.
Poles apart.
Poles apart. But doesn't make any difference to me. As a reader or as a person, I love Shahid-e-Azam Sardar Bhagat Singh. I love Shahid-e-Azam Ashfaq Ullah. I love Netaji. I love Sardar Patel. I love Gandhi. I love Veer Savarkar.
So when people turn around and say that patriotism is only the last refuge of scoundrels, what do you say to them? Because it's not fashionable these
Last
days to be
scoundrel,
patriotic.
last refuge for the politicians. I'm not a politician. I'm not a bureaucrat. I am a responsible citizen of this country who is more aware of his duty towards his motherland than his rights.
And in a sense, again, this is the message that you put across in Antakshri. Musically, sometimes jocularly,
yes.
but that's the message.
Madly, madly.
And how do people respond to it?
Some call me mad. Some call me crazy. Some say, oh, it's becoming very monotonous. Oh, it's very, all the time while singing a song, he is trying to promote India. It's very monotonous. And I say, all the eternal truths of this existence are monotonous. In order to provide you an entertainment, if the sun decides to rise from west, it's not possible. Rising a sun is one of the biggest monotony of in this world.
There is another passion you have alongside patriotism, isn't there? You're very close in it, you're very attracted to religion, but perhaps not necessarily to being religious. Is that right?
Yeah, for me, believing is not that much important. For me, discovering the truth is more important. I'm a discoverer. I want to discover. If this unknown, unseen entity, which we some call God or Jehovah or Khuda or Allah, I want to discover it.
You began the discovery when you were in your teens.
Yeah, not in teen. I mean, yes, when I was studying in 7th. My mother was the main brain behind it. She always inspired me to read holy scriptures.
And is it true that you read practically all the scriptures, the Quran, the Bible, the
I have read
Upanishad,
the
the
Holy
Vedas?
Quran 14th time. This is the 14th time I'm reading.
The 14th time?
Yes. The Bible, the Torah, Zabur, Vedas, Gita. It was my thirst.
And yet you very consciously say, I'm not religious in the conventional sense. What's the distinction you draw?
Dionysius was a theologian in Greece. And when he said God is a transient God, or concept of God is a transient darkness, he had to say it. Transient, if transient, then how come it can be darkness?
So it's the philosophy and the theology that attract you, not the ritual and the ceremony.
Yes, very much.
You said somewhere, I believe in Osho, but I'm not his disciple.
Yes.
It's a very interesting distinction.
Well, he taught me to love. He's the one who taught me to love. He's the one who taught me what is compassion. He's the one that pity is not a very great thing. He's the one who taught me what is compassion and why. Why existence without love is not possible. Though we have witnessed few examples in the history like Mussolini and Hitler and Changiz and Nadir, when we see them we realize these people, what they have got to do with love? They did not love you, Karan. They did not love me, but they loved themselves. So existence without love is not possible. He taught me.
You're a man, I get the feeling as I listen to you, full of passion. Am I wrong?
Yes, passionate, crazy, mad. Oh, what a rogue and slave am I.
You're also a person full of emotion and not scared to express them and let them show.
Yes, I think the moment I was born, one thing was decided, inevitable. That I'm going to die. I would like to die gracefully.
That's important to you.
That's important to me.
But it's also important that
And
you
death will bring a joy in me.
You know, you said somewhere about yourself in one of your interviews, and I'm going to quote it so that I get it absolutely right. You said, "Main dekhne ki nahi, mehsoos karne ki cheez hu." What did you mean?
I would like you to translate it for the viewers, so then I will be able to explain it properly.
I'm not something to be seen. I'm something to be experienced.
My dear brothers and sisters, just look at me. Ugly duck. And it's not a complex. It's a reality. I don't have a voice, good resonant voice of an actor. I don't have that charming, bright face when an actor should possess. That's why I said, you have to feel me. Feel my internal feeling. In a conventional sense, I don't look like an actor. That's what I meant.
Does that also mean that most people don't know the real Annu Kapoor? Most people don't get to feel you and therefore don't understand you?
I used to regret once upon a time, but there's no regret now. If you don't know me, no problem at all. There are so many miseries and sorrows in the world. No problem at all. I'll do my job. Whenever I meet Karan Thapar, I'll try to promote my country.
The
And
reason I ask that question is that so many people think they know you because of Antakshri, because of Gandhi, Veer Savarkar, Kabir. But what you're saying to me is that actually, until they get to feel you, they don't understand you. So what we know is in fact just an illusion.
Maybe, maybe.
What is the real Annu like? Describe the real Annu to me. He's a terrific showman, and he has a terrific
believe
depth
me,
of passion, but what else is there?
Most of the time, I don't perform in Antakshri. That's me.
That is you.
That's me. That's my real self. I'm not performing in front of the camera. You sing any song for me, and I may get emotional. I got emotional while shooting in London. I respectfully called a Britisher. I said, look, my dear brother, my ancestors were ruled by your ancestors. They kept on saying, Your Excellency, Your Majesty. And we used to sing your national anthem. Now time has changed. India has become Republic of India. Now could you please say Vande Mataram? It is saluting my motherland. Could you? And he saluted it. And I said, look, gentlemen, I did not cheat you. I explained to you all the things in English. And he did it. And he said, long live India.
You've achieved an enormous amount in your life, particularly when one bears in mind the difficult start and those horrible days of poverty. Are you satisfied? Or is there something more that you're still reaching out for?
Satisfaction is a false phenomenon. And as far as I am concerned, I don't think so I have achieved anything. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. And whatever, those who are listening to me, those who are seeing me, I just request them to pray for me that I make something for my country. I don't want to go into politics, but maybe.
Well, Annu,
Whatever I do, whatever I am, whoever I am, I must bring glory to my motherland.
let's hope that happens. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you very much indeed.
Bye-bye.